Are you too old to open a new cash value life insurance policy? This question comes up very often, and the answer is no. There's a strategy for just about any sort of age, depending on what your goals are, of course. So, the idea behind buying life insurance is that we are insuring our life past when we're going to die, right? So, that death benefit is going to be a cash lump sum that is going to be tax free, handed over to our beneficiaries. That death benefit is a number that gets set up and put together basically by the insurance company, and it's based on a couple different factors. And that death benefit will have a direct relationship on the amount of money we can put into the policy, and that amount of money we can put in is based on our age as well. So yes, there's factors that go into creating these policies, but as long as they're designed correctly, they can be functioning at any age. It just has to take into consideration what you're looking to do with the policy, and they have to be set up correctly. So obviously, if we've got a 30-year-old trying to buy $1 million worth of life insurance and a 70-year-old trying to buy the same amount, the 70-year-old is going to be much more expensive than the 30-year-olds. But from a cash flow perspective, or what they're trying to do to funnel cash value or equity into that policy, the principle is relatively the same. The death benefit is going to have to be altered because they're later in. If you're older, you have less years you're going to be paying in. So, for example, if I'm 30 years old and I want to pay $10,000 into a policy per year over 30 years, great. If I'm 70 years old, I might have $100,000 a year that I want to put into a policy for the next 10 years. So it really depends on what the goal is by that person, and that will affect. If you're just looking at cash value, you can get really creative and make a policy that's going to work for you. If you're specifically trying to buy it for the death benefit, that's where it's going to get expensive and may not be as useful for you if you're trying to get one of these policies in place if you're later in life over 65 years old. But if you're truly trying to have living benefits, as in cash value, money that you can have grow tax-free, that can be flexible, that is able to be loaned out against, that's going to have protection from creditors that you can use to buy other investments, have this sort of savings warehouse for yourself, then you can absolutely do this at almost any age, really, as long as we take into consideration what you're trying to achieve and we can set the policy up correctly.